Hey, Shalom. All praises to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rakakwadash. Much peace and mercy to you, brothers that are in belief of the gospel, that are truly in the house of David in these last days. And I just wanted to go into something real quick in the book of Genesis because men are getting stuck on the fact that, the Lord's going to have mercy on certain Gentiles, man. This has been a sentiment all throughout our history. All right, so really in these last days, you would only have the actual rulers as the Lord raised up. He said we are a generation of kings and priests. So we understand, the aspects of rulership. Guys talk to us and say, they try to give us the aspect of where the heathen, what position the heathens are going to be in. And, as if we don't understand a ruling or a rulership position. We're a nation. We're a generation of kings and priests. This is what guys are not understanding. Us to understand the covenant. All right, so we understand positions of the kingdom. We understand all that. But this is what men are failing to realize is that the Lord is going to have mercy on certain of the heathens because they believe in the Most High. All right, they are called by the Lord's name. They are cool with the Lord. And there's nothing men on the earth, there's nothing an Israelite, descendant of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob could do. There's nothing you could do. Now I'm going to read this, and it's going to show you through the Spirit on how certain of the heathens, they actually fear our power. Okay? This goes back during the time of Abraham. I'm going to read about Abimelech, a Philistine king. A Philistine king, a heathen king that Abraham went to and dwelt amongst with Sarah, his wife. Now let's read. We're just going to read this whole chapter. I'm going to get out of here, man. This is going to show you that the sentiment of the Lord having mercy on the heathen and showing them favor has gone back all the way to the time of Abraham, man. This is not a new sentiment. Okay? Genesis 21, it says, and Abraham journeyed from thence toward the south country and dwelled between Kadesh and Shur and sojourned in Gerar. Okay? This is where the Philistines dwelt. And Abraham said of Sarah, his wife, she is my sister. And Abimelech, king of Gerar, sent and took Sarah. But the Most High came to Abimelech in a dream by night and said to him, behold, thou art but a dead man, for the woman which thou hast taken, for she is a man's wife. See that? But Abimelech had not come near her, and he said, Lord, wilt thou slay also a righteous nation? Wilt thou also slay a righteous nation? This is way before the nation of Israel ever existed. So this was not the nation of Israel. Why is Abimelech, a king of the Philistines, saying this during the time of Abraham? Let's keep reading. But Abimelech had not come near her, and he said, Lord, wilt thou slay also a righteous nation? Said he not unto me, she is my sister. So Abimelech's asking the Lord, like, the man told me that was his sister. I didn't know that was his wife. So in his mind, this heathen, this Gentile, he had the laws written in him to not commit adultery. Why is that? You guys have no understanding of these scriptures because you're not a part of that generation, all right, of that royal priesthood. You're not a part of that generation of kings and priests. So you don't understand the level of the levels that we're going to have the other nations in the kingdom. Certain of them the Lord is going to have favor on. And the rest of them, what? They're going to face the judgments written throughout the scriptures as a nation. You read the different judgments for the nations, right? You even read the judgment for 2/3 of Israel in these last days, man. It's not hard, man. The Lord is going to have mercy on certain heathens because certain heathens actually honor and believe in the Lord. And it goes all the way back to during the time of Abraham, which we're reading here. Let's keep reading. Genesis 20:5. Said he not unto me, she is my sister? And she, even she herself, said, he is my brother. And in the integrity of mine heart, this is a heathen king saying this, in the integrity of my heart and innocency of my hands have I done this. So he wasn't aware that was that man's wife. because Abraham had told him that was his sister, and Sarah herself had told him that was her brother. So he was like, okay, I'm not committing adultery. I'm not sleeping with no man's wife. So this is what he said. He is my brother. In the integrity and in integrity of this heathen king's heart and his innocency of his hands, he did that and had Sarah around him. He didn't know that was another man's wife. He wasn't trying to commit adultery, which is showing you he understood the fact that you shouldn't be sleeping with nobody's wife. This is a heathen king. Isn't that one of our laws? Thou shalt not commit adultery. And this is the Lord coming to a heathen king. Let's keep reading. Verse 6. And the Most High said unto him in a dream, yeah, I know that thou didst this in the integrity of thine heart. So this is the Lord talking to him now. For I also withheld thee from sinning against me. Therefore suffered I thee not to touch her. Now therefore restore the man his wife, for he is a prophet, and he shall pray for thee, and thou shalt live. And if thou restore her not, know thou that thou shalt surely die, thou and all that are thine. Therefore Abimelech rose early in the morning and called all his servants and told all these things in their ears. And the men were sore afraid. Check this out. Then Abimelech called Abraham and said unto him, what hast thou done unto us? And what have I offended thee, that thou hast brought on me and on my kingdom a great sin? What is that great sin? Adultery. These heathens that weren't even Israelites before the nation of Israel even existed, Abraham knew about it, and the heathens knew about it through the spirit of adultery. You see? It says, thou hast done deeds unto me that ought not to be done. And Abimelech said unto Abraham, what sawest thou that thou hast done this thing? And Abraham said, because I thought surely that the fear of God is not in this place. So there are certain heathen lands where Abraham went where they actually feared the Lord. And there was a lot of heathen lands where Abraham went where he understood that there was no fear of God in that land, like Sodom and Gomorrah. This was not Sodom and Gomorrah. This was Gerar, where the Philistines dwelt. Specifically this king, right? So obviously the fear of God was in this land because what? The king understood the sin of adultery. Verse 12, and yet indeed, verse 11, and Abraham said, because I thought surely the fear of God is not in this land, and they will slay me for my wife's sake. And yet indeed she is my sister, she is the daughter of my father, but not the daughter of my mother, and she became my wife. And it came to pass, when the Most High caused me to wander from my father's house, that I said unto her, this is thy kindness, which thou shalt show unto me at every place whither we shall come. Say of me, he is my brother. And Abimelech took sheep and oxen and men servants and woman servants, and gave them unto Abraham, and restored him Sarah his wife. And Abimelech said, behold, my land is before thee, dwell where it pleaseth thee. And unto Sarah he said, behold, I have given thy brother 1,000 pieces of silver. Behold, he is to thee a covering of the eyes unto all that are with thee, and with all other. Thus she was reproved. So Abraham prayed unto the Most High, and God healed Abimelech and his wife and his maidservants, and they bare children. For the Lord had fast closed up all the wombs of the house of Abimelech because of Sarah, Abraham's wife. You see that? So in this sense, Abimelech showed that he feared the Lord, because he was devastated at the fact that the Lord thought that he committed adultery, when in fact he wasn't aware that Sarah was somebody else's wife. So he was aware of the sin of adultery. He even called his nation a righteous nation. Abraham thought that the fear of God was not in that nation, and it was. You see what I'm saying? So this is showing you that the heathens are capable of righteousness. It's showing you that clearly. And it's showing you clearly that the Lord can have a relationship with the heathen. He had one with this heathen king. Okay? So I'm going to get on out of here. This is just a small example, man. Shalom. Repent to the new covenant, man, and it offers salvation to all men. To the Jew first, and then to the Gentiles. Very simple, man. Very simple. Shalom.